town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.MONEY. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the broadcast, and of course this is our second map of the best of 3, Maple versus Beyond. We're not going to be starting things off here in Inferno. This is the map pick of Beyond, and the knife round, from what I can tell, has been won by Maple, as they're going to be starting things off here in the C side. And as far as the C side purchase goes, it has become pretty standard now. Instead of buying the diffuse kit as well as the one smoke grenade combo, it is better to get the diffuse kit and the 2 flashbangs, where now PP is starting things off very well. Finds the first gap kill in Rolex, and Beyond players still contesting here. Banana. There's 3 players from Maple stationed towards the B bomb site. If you're Beyond, it's a risky play, but it looks like they want to go for it. Or showing off some presence here, pulling off the rotations. Actually, not really. They have decided to retreat, and if anything, PP will now reconsider heading over back towards the A bomb site. That's the main push right now for Beyond, the A site for brackets. Just Cause getting the kill here in Gigs. There's some interesting exchange going on here. Banana Leaf will get the kill here in Veta, leaving only 2 players from Beyond surviving. Just Cause desperately looking for the engagements here, but now 2 of them present itself, and John alongside Tor, both of them pushing through. John even gets the kill, leaving a bomb plan out of this situation, so it's definitely not a bad choice. John, though, headshot angle. He's desperately looking to win some of those engagements here. He needs to win them. He looks for more. Does get the tag on one of the players, but of course goes down. Beyond do not win the pistol round. It is Maple to come out on top.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Early on, we did see the, I guess you say, the aggression coming out there from Maple, as they decided to have 3 of their players on Banana pretty early on there, finding the players that are fencing, pushing forward. And in that case, Maple, they're able to get the headshot. Not only that, they're able to back away safely, which is a very rare case when you have so many players pushing up Banana. And from that point onward, even with the 4 remaining players from Beyond, would have decided to hit the B bomb site. Maple is in position to get, I'd say, even the majority of the kills, because the B bomb site, it is very difficult to hit. You have to be very precise as a terrorist in order to get some of those kills in. And for now, talking about this round, we do see the purchase coming out from Beyond. They've decided to invest, and as far as purchases go, it's an interesting one. Takes the peek on out, gets the kill here 9S. So maybe the scout is certainly useful in this case. Rollers and go, pushing out through the smoke. I mean, why? BP though picking up a 3rd one, maybe even the 4th. No, goes down, and Tor on the flank, on the left, gets the kill on Leaf. They can now very easily go towards the A bomb side because there's not a single defender here. Of course, Rolex needs to put on his running shoes on, and Just Cause already middle. This could be disastrous here for Rolex, but I like it. He decides to go through the apartments, and the players from Maple are still unaware. Where on earth are the players going towards? Okay, now they should realize, of course. Once the bomb gets planted, I can have players coming in for short. The setup right now isn't too bad here for Beyond. Of course, you have Tor in the pit, and Tor is going to spot out the first guy, looking for the second guy, who's, of course, Just Cause as well, coming through short. That Molotov will definitely put a spanner in the works, and that is a 1-1 scoreline as Beyond win it with a 4-spy. Of course, at first, the push on PP and Banana, it wasn't that great of an idea. the one flash. Of course, you might think, oh, we're probably going to blind the player if it's just throwing the one flash. But you're pushing on for a smoke grenade. All PP has to do by that point, even though he's blinded, just spray with mouse one, and that's it. Out of that situation, he's able to pick up 2, even the third one, as the guy was running through quite close, and PP is going to get consumed by the flames. Not the best start here from Maple, especially because this is a forced buy. This is not an eco investment. It's not them going for just these. They have bought up the best possible pistols in the game, but they're losing to SMGs, rifles. Oh, there we go. CZ. Last bullet headshot. Though I'm not sure what's going on right now. I mean, they got an MTB bomb site, and yet they're pushing through. They want to get these kills, which could be disastrous for them in the future. Just Cause even picking up yet another kill. So what looked like an easy, clean round from Beyond suddenly comes down to only 2 players surviving. Of course, the one great thing for Beyond is that the upcoming round will, in fact... Wait, let me think. Yeah, it's an eco here. Not only that, it's practically a full eco here from Maple, except for Just Cause, because in the previous round, he was able to rack up, what, 2, 3 kills? I think it was 2 kills, which, at $600, basically, you can reinvest in eco for that point. Street grenade being chucked in. There's a bit of a stack going on here, Banana. Not a big fan of the guy with the 847 pushing on through first, but here he picks up 3, and the last couple of kills will still go there Beyond. That is a 3-1 scoreline. So far, I mean, that's not bad, you know. You end up losing the first pistol round, you're able to bounce back the second round, and then win the 2 rounds right after. A 1-3 scoreline is now what we see. But Maple, they're back with the purchase. They're going to have the rifles to work with. There's a bit of a lack in the diffuse kit department. Actually, there's not a single diffuse kit by their side, which is really dissatisfying by their point. Molotov towards Spoiler, which should deter anyone from Maple pushing aggressively in the apartments, but not in middle. That's where Leaf is going to secure the final kill, and maybe even more in this situation. Beautiful kills coming in from Leaf. They've only loaded some Tor here, and this round seems to be over as quickly as it started. Tor is sitting at 50 points of health. He's hoping to smite some of these players, but no. That is a second round victory here from Maple, meaning that Beyond... Let's see. 2 players can't really make a proper purchase here, but if they want to, they will invest. Absolutely. Rifles are there. It's only Vera and Giggs who have to play with some poor weapons, but in the hands of the right player. Even the poor weapons can succeed. The Scout, as well as the Deagle in the hands of Giggs. Right now, Rolex moving up very aggressively here through the apartments. Gets the first kill, looking for more. He spots the player already. 2 individuals remain to have been on the bomb site, have been eliminated. Leaf area. John is aware of that push, and there we go. Running and gunning in Counter-Strike. It definitely works when you're going up against a low HP player like that. So here, a bomb plant is imminent. Beyond gonna punch in those digits. 7355645, I think. Giggs, nice shot coming through there. 9 as Deagle pounces. D4 responds, but of course, it's a double-edged sword whenever you're spraying through smoke like that. You might see your opponent's tracers, but you can also see your tracers as well. The 4-2 scoreline is here, and now the players from Beyond, they're obviously looking much better equipped than their counter-terrorist, well, counterparts. No diffuse kits, and that's pretty satisfying. A pretty big lack of utility. We're talking 3 smoke grenades, the 4 flashbangs, and now the last HE they had, the only HE they had, has been used, and that's the satisfying. Look at this. That is gonna be a kill. Wait. Oh, that was a flash assist with the HE grenade? I think so. Because I think the player was Molotov out of position, then you have the smoke grenade running in, and of course then you have the grenade to finish it all off. The other players and Beyond, I think it's pretty obvious what they're going for here. It is going to be a simple commitment on the A-bombs, so you're not going to overthink this one, which I really like from Maple, pardon me, from Beyond. They're going to be throwing in the Molotovs in the more common positions here. In fact, 2 Molotovs in the pit, but that 1 smoke grenade is enough to force the player out of position. Of course, the numbers being punched in reality, you know, I guess just have to go for the save it, like say. If you take a look at their economy right now, it's looking pretty dissatisfying. After this round is over, they're going to receive $2,400, which isn't that great. It's still not enough to make a proper purchase. Reality. Looking to get the kill here. Okay, that's nice. Trying to do some of that damage on the terrorist economy, which is also quite doable. Even though Beyond have been winning the last couple of rounds, it's quite easy to tell that their economy isn't that strong. So here, a 4 versus... Wait, was it even a 5 versus 2 at one point? They lose 3 players in that exchange, which is not great. Absolutely. What is great, however, are the current things you could get on CS.MONEY, of course. Get yourself a 30% bonus with your first deposit, 25% to all future deposits, save 20% whenever using the new special buy mode, and you can also receive 2% on trade-ins if you add CS.Money to your nickname. For now, that is a beautiful grenade. Now, if only the Molotov came in just a little bit earlier, then there's some Molotov damage coming in, and then the grenade can finish off the last remaining players who have been wounded in the battlefield here on the B side. Ooh, Tor actually legs his own teammate there. Overall, looking pretty clean here. The smart Beyond have put themselves in a very vulnerable position, clearing out the not the B apartments, the B side itself. That's great. Just Cause and Leave. Last 2 players remaining. They might hope to acquire some of these kills, but that's going to be pretty difficult. Not to mention, winning this round is basically impossible. Yeah, someone left the bomb on the Vespa. So someone's going to have to pick it up, bring it all over, back towards the B bomb site. It's a shame you can't use that damn motorcycle to get to the B side quicker enough. Imagine if the terrorists, instead of using their scrawny little legs, they could just get on those Vespas, brum brum their way to the B bomb site, and that's it. That's a fast rush. What can you do here, CT? Maybe you can check in some of those grenades, but that's basically it. Rolex, a timely peek, gets the kill here in Just Cause, leaving only Lonesome Leaf, who's going to be blown away here by Rolex, I like to say. Maybe someone else. So he reads in. Interesting choice. I mean, again, you know, Maple, they're in position, but of course they lose the round. But in this case, they've even eliminated every single player from Beyond, which you gotta wonder, you know, Beyond, they put themselves in these great winnable positions. You know, it's a 5 versus 2, and yet the 2 remaining players are able to deal so much damage on the terrorist economy. You gotta wonder if those aggressive plays are even worth it, because imagine 2 rounds in a row, they had only 2 players surviving in 5 versus 2 situations. They didn't even have to pick the players. Like, basically won the round already. They just don't even have to peek them. And their economy isn't looking as good as it should be. If they would have had all 5 players surviving the last 2 rounds, they'd be sitting comfortably. I mean, comfortably at $6,000 each, if not even more than that. Here, it's not the case. Quite far from it. And if Maple win this round, absolutely, it's a reset economy for Beyond. They're gonna have to go for possibly a force buy and then the eco next turret, which for Maple that's great. For Beyond, not so much. Reality with the op. Does look towards the apartments, gets the kill in Rolex. Another nice kill coming in from Just Cause. This is great. Suddenly Maple have put themselves in a very winnable 5 versus 3. From what I can tell, the archway push is where it's at. Of course, that's a sloppy peek coming out from Tor. Reality is going to look for more. Flashes in, still nails John, leaving only Lonesome better here. Crossing his way through short, aching hand, but Reality will stop him. That's going to be 4 kills for the Opera, 3 rounds here for Maple, and of course, economically, they have been reset. It's a recession here from the Beyond players. What they have got to work with is probably the 4-spot AK-47s and some of those pistols coming into play, but they might even reconsider their options. In fact, oh, this is nice. This is actually very nice. I thought Beyond were going to go for the straight up investment here, but instead they decided to eco this one out. If they eco here, absolutely John and Veta can have AK-47s as well. So I like the fact that they don't decide to go for a straight up force buy, which I thought might just be the case. You're on the terror side of Inferno, and you got yourself 6 rounds. It's really great. Hefty spray from Leaf. Now, of course, the players are in the pit. This is actually a pretty good position here. Rolex. Nice kill coming in on reality, and suddenly the ace side is open for business. They can very easily plant the bomb here. Holding on to the bomb side is a whole different topic, but planting it, definitely up for grabs. Just got to be careful there of the guy in the pit. That's where the Molotov is going to be thrown out. Perfect Molotov tour. Barely an HP to work with, and John, he does make a bit of a step there. And it doesn't look like, oh, DP is aware of it. Yep, he definitely is aware of it, leaving only Lonesome Rolex right on the KNS corner. But of course, you cannot win this one. It is impossible in that case. That's going to be 4 rounds here from Maple. And, I mean, Beyond, you know, they come into this round barely equipped. Ill-equipped would be the right term. And they're able to secure themselves a couple kills. A bomb plant, that's extra money in their pockets. That's great. Molotovs checked in from both sides. From the lower part of Banana, as well as the upper part of Banana. We do see Giggs having the confidence to peek on out. Of course, the smoke grenade is blocking off his vision, so he does not see a damn thing. The only thing he's aware of is that there aren't any CTs in his vicinity just yet. That Molotov, though, very well timed. Just as the smoke grenade begins to fade away, that's when the Molotov is thrown out. And I think a team like Beyond should begin to realize that there's, and oddly enough, loads of utility being used. 3 Molotovs already? Could there be 3 players here? Absolutely. Veta is going to see a lot of them pushing through, and this is great. The free man setup here from Maple works out. They lose 1, but in return, they're able to get free kills, as well as even drop the bomb carrier. This is round over here for Beyond, as John has picked up the bomb. It's so hard to win this one. Absolutely. He's going to have to be precise about this one. First of all, he needs to kill both of the defenders on the B bomb side. And then, this is what happened, but not today. 5 to 6 is their current scoreline, as the players from Beyond have to go for yet another eco. Barely any money to invest. They're sitting around $3,000 each, which isn't enough to have the AK-47s being deployed. So instead, they'll deploy the pistols, the Tech 9s, the CZs, and the Deagles. Oh, and of course, shout out to the Glock in the hands of Veta, as he wants to save up more money. I think we find that off this. Molotov being checked in as well as the grenade. Look, the damage being dealt on these players. Of course, the straight up commitment on the B bomb side is not that effective when you have a free man setup on this bomb side. Molotovs being deployed, grenades as well. It's an impenetrable fortress right now. Giggs does get a kill on 1, but it's only Lonesome Tor remaining. There's a player coming in the back lines. That is Leafs. That is a 6 to 6 scoreline. Maple have evened things up. It is even. As balanced as the scoreline might look like, it is far from it. The CTs are supposed to acquire the majority of the rounds on the CD side of Inferno, and in this case, it's still possible. A 9 to 6 scoreline is up for grabs for Maple, but it's also possible for Beyond. Again, free players being deployed early on here towards Banana. There's one Molotov, there's a grenade, and this round the utility usage from Beyond is way better, but now they're feeling confident to go aggressively here with the free man push. Oh man, it's disastrous here. Actually, that was a 4-man push now that I've noticed it, because there are 4 dead bodies. And Rolex in the pit. Probably thinking about burying his dead comrades. I can't really blame him. They deserve a proper burial for their heroics in the B Banana area, but that clearly was not enough. As for Rolex, he's kind of stuck there behind the card. Maple, they feel confident enough to maybe even peek the player here, but they shouldn't be making the mistakes beyond it, and they're like very beatable situations. And they won't. 7 to 6 as are scrolling here, and Maple still in a position to acquire yet another round. Take a look at their economy. It's booming. Beyond, on the other hand, it's far from it. So even though every single player is sitting around $30,000, you guys know the game. They cannot make the proper investment here. What they have decided to go for is SMGs, which is interesting. I mean, I guess what's also interesting about this purchase in general is that John has actually invested fully. So if John does not secure a single kill in the upcoming round, this means that he's back on $3,400, which means he can only have himself an AK-47 with Kevlar. Wait, let's do the math. Yeah, I think so. As for Maple, well, as you guys are able to tell, one of the players has disconnected. I do hope it's not a serious issue and that we should be able to continue on with the matchup as quickly as possible. For those who are wondering how many games we got here today, well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but today is not one of those days where we have 3 best of 3s being played out. Today, it's only the 1 best of 3 Maple against Beyond. Of course, there's still a lot of matches being played out. CS.MONEY Asian Emperor has reached the playoffs, and with the playoffs being reached, the great thing about a lot of these teams here, even though you might screw up in your first opening best of 3, you still got yourself a pretty good chance at securing the victory, because double elimination here, folks. Double elimination coming into play, and I wonder what's gonna happen here. The interesting thing right now is that 10 minutes from now, there's going to be a matchup in which Lucid Dream have to play against BTRG. The interesting thing is that Beyond, they've got a stand-in here from Lucid Dream. That's going to be John. So what's going to happen? Is John going to leave the game after a certain period of time, or is he going to play the full-length best 3, I wonder? But yeah, what was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, exactly. Let's see that Money Asian Emperor. So what we got here is the double elimination brackets. You've already had the opening games being played out, with now the invited teams actually having a taste of the action. So there are a couple notable teams in the lower bracket. Of course, you had Aster, you had Alpha and Beyond, Linvision, Ignis, and there's already 2 teams have been knocked out. That's going to be Aster. They're out of the picture here. They're not going to be playing in the CS.MONEY Asian Emperor. Alfred, the team who participated in the minor, or which participated in the minor, are also no longer going to compete in the CS.MONEY Asian Emperor. So that's 2 pretty, I wouldn't say big names being knocked out, but some of the more notable teams with notable players. That's from what I can tell. Molotov being chucked in. Again, Banana presence has been superb here from Maple, and Beyond don't even want to contest it. They've been burned too many times to go for the same hit time and time again. Though it doesn't mean they're going to keep Banana completely abandoned. Gigs keeping an eye on that position. Here, however, Tor, very quick push with the UMP, of course. So quick, Reality. Cannot even get himself a kill there. Just cause. Oh no, he's gonna be shut down. No, he actually wins the gunfight against one of these players, and even though Beyond secured the first opening frag, we do see a Leaf here in the pit. Yes, he's gonna get the kill here. Gigs leaving only Lonesome Veta close by Library, and that's a shame. Even though he does recover the op, it's so hard to win this round. TP, got a peek, and he's gonna go down. That is gonna be a victory here for Maple, make it at 8. As for Beyond, well, their best possible scoreline is going to be 7 rounds for them. But as of right now, I've got to say, Maple are looking confident. So confident, we might even see a 9 to 6 scoreline, which is looking very plausible by this point. And because the previous round, some of the players from Beyond over-invested, I like to say. there's a huge lack of utility. We're talking only 2 smoke grenades remaining and the 1 flashbang. That's it. That's all Beyond got to work with. And if they would have managed their economy properly in some of the previous rounds, absolutely, this would be a whole different scenario. Molotov being checked in. A whole minute and 20 seconds remaining. Bracken's control seems to be part of Beyond's plan to clear it out. Not going to notice a single player here, and gets the going for the 1 versus 1 aim duel. And of course, PP responds, but he loses it. And Gigs is actually going to go in for the push here. Secured the bomb site by his lonesome. No need to pull out any sort of elaborate fake. Basically, it's Gigs pushing out there, getting the kills, and putting his team in a very winnable position here. A 9-6 scoreline will not happen here. Rolex gets 2, 8-7. It is. 7 rounds have been acquired here for Beyond. I was kind of scared there at the latter part, because if we take a look at the scoreboard here, which should pop up any moment here, folks, we're going to notice that Maple have done a stellar job at winning 6 rounds in a row. If they would have won themselves 7 rounds in a row, then I'd be thinking, okay, this is pretty scary here for Beyond. I mean, not even having a single respawn, not even in the last round or the before last round. That's got to be frustrating. That would have been frustrating. But here, 8-7, I think that's pretty decent for Beyond. I think they're going to be somewhat satisfied with what they've accomplished here. Of course, they'll also have to mention here, because they do have a stand in here. I wonder if he's going to play a bit better on the city side, because John definitely had a great Mirage game. I think he had, what, 26, 27 kills? That's how much he ended the first map with. So let's see how well the remaining Beyond core will now play on the CT side of Inferno. Getting an early start here in the second half is great for both of these squads. For Maple, probably more so. I don't really know how much success they've had on a map like Inferno in the past, or if this is in fact a good map for them. What I am aware of is in fact the banana push. 5 players from Maple have to contest with 3 players from Beyond, and suddenly this setup isn't that great. Veta out here by his lonesome, actually ripping off heads. He does not need the backup, but now the backup shall arrive. 3 players from Maple. They're fully committing on the bomb site. They did have some of those smoke grenades being deployed, and Tor is already touring off those heads. Reality. Nice shot with the P250. 1 versus 2. Bomb retrieved, but Rolex coming in from CT spawn. Fine position here for Rolex to get the kill here on the player, and he's going to land the 1-tap. 8-8 is our scoreline here, and it is Beyond to secure the pistol round victory. Maple, on the other hand, might consider going for the eco here. The full eco, and later on we'll see the purchase on the 18th round. Or this is also an option. Go force buy here. On a map like Inferno, I can definitely see the force buys working out. Ooh, that's Gigs. He doesn't even see a single player there. He already loses 56 points of health, which really sucks. As I was saying here, a map like Inferno is pretty good for these force buys. You know, Inferno is a pretty tight map as far as engagements here. That's where the SMGs of the opposition can reign supreme, but so can the pistols. And in this case, the pistols are actually doing a lot of great work here. Suddenly, it's only lonesome Gigs remaining, and he would have had 100 point of health if he would have not lost it to the Molotov. Just Cause gonna straight up go with the commitment on the bomb site, but now they know where he's stationed at, and yeah, they're gonna go towards a completely different part of the map. That is going to be the B-bomb side, but instead they're going to bait him out. And so Maple secure the 9th. I'm not really sure what happened there, if I'm being honest. You know, it's probably one of the rounds you just have to look back on the demo and understand, well, what on earth just happened here? Because I see the kill feed popping up in middle, but then you see guys losing their gunfights. I think there was more than just 1 player on the A side, right? I think there was. There should have been. In any case, and it is Beyond players responding, but a force buy of their own. We have SMGs by their side, or actually no, they only have pistols by their side, and they only have John with a proper rifle. Nice little setup there coming out there from Beyond. They like it, even though they lose the player there, they do secure at least one of these kills. But of course, This is pretty difficult here for Beyond to accomplish anything. Thus far, there's one deal headshot from Rolex. Of course, they're going to wrap around the guy on the B-bomb side, and it looks like it's going to be round over. 10 rounds here for Maple, and an 11th one is looking very possible because Beyond are out of money again. An eco must take place. A full eco. And now a pause. Yeah, we're getting ever so close to the threshold, which... at one point or another, Johnny's is going to have to depart from the server, isn't he? And play with his teammates for the BTRG versus Lucid Dream game, if I recall correctly. So, this is interesting, if I'm being honest. Of course, guys, because we do have the sponsor, it's a good opportunity as any to give a shout out to the sponsors. CS.MONEY. Head on over to CS.MONEY to get yourself a 30% bonus with your first deposit, 25% bonus to all future deposits. You can save 20% on the new special buy mode, and you can also get yourself 2% on trade-ins if you add CS.MONEY to your Steam nickname. As of now, the players from Beyond, I think it's more serious than a tactical timeout. Absolutely, it's something really serious. And as I mentioned earlier, like, John is gonna have to leave the server at one point or another. The question is when. Well, this is pretty slow. I do hope we can continue with the matchup as quickly as possible. I think now this is the issue I've talked about earlier, is how, you know, John, you gotta leave us, my friend. You gotta play with your proper team. You can no longer stand in for Beyond, and that's the thing. Who's gonna stand in for Beyond in this case? Who's gonna be that player? Preferably someone from Thailand who's able to speak their native tongue and can, at the very least, be capable of holding a rifle in his hands and maybe have some decent crosshair placement. That shouldn't be quite hard to find, especially in the region of Thailand. There is a lot of formidable teams in that region when you think about it. They're what? Free? Okay, you got Beyond, you got Maple, you got Lucid Dream, and you've got Alpha Red. 4 players who are more or less known in the, even in the worldwide sense of Counter-Strike, not just in the Asian scene. Maybe there's another team I'm actually missing. I don't think I am, though. Well, pause has been cancelled. We can continue on with the matchup here. It's a shame, though, that this round is not going to be too exciting here, folks. It is a 10-8 scoreline. Maple have fully equipped players going up against the USPs of Beyond. I have no clue how Maple should screw this one up in order to lose this one, but it shouldn't happen. No. It should definitely not happen in this case. Great, being chucked in. That actually almost winning his gunfight against the player, oddly enough. But in this case, absolutely. 5 players, 5 reloading Maple, and just cause reloading his rifle. Oh! That's probably the best play Gigs could have gone for there, just straight up shank instead of going for the pistol. I mean, the pistol gives you $300. It's nice. It's not bad. It's pretty nice. But if the player's low HP, just get right in there with a knife. $1,500 in your pockets. And now this is where real things begin. This is where Beyond, they made the proper investment here. They're going up against the likes of Maple. And Maple, they're just 5 rounds away from securing victory on the second map. And if that's going to be the case, then the third map will be upon us, which is of course Vertigo. As for Beyond, in order to secure victory, they still need to win 8 more rounds here. This being the seed side of Inferno, I definitely see that being possible. There's a bit of a miscommunication coming in from the players. Grenade being chucked in. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Ooh, that's very hefty. Pushes through the boiler, wins that engagement, since that he's done more damage to his opponent than what he received. Flashes. Another bits and pieces of utility being deployed. 50 seconds remaining. Beyond's gonna have a read in the situation. If Tor's gonna peek, maybe that's not gonna be necessary. Now the players are pushing through. It's pretty obvious what's going on here. It is the ace site. Oh, no. Is it? It is the ace site commitment. 3 seconds remaining. I thought I might be wrong in this case. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on right now. I thought they're going to go back towards the A-bomb side. They seem to be going back towards the B side, pulling off rotations, which they have done, leaving only 2 players in the bomb side. But if the crossfire is set up well enough, that should be enough. Thus far, it is good for Beyond. The bomb carrier has been dropped, and Just Cause is on a different part of the map entirely. 7 seconds remaining, impossible to win this round. It'd have to be Flash in this case to win it. But he's no superhero. He's Just Cause. 11-9 is our scoreline here. Beyond are able to come out on top. Very well done. But now we will see Maple respond with an investment of their own, because they have racked up a decent amount of money here. They got loads of money by their side, so absolutely the purchase will take place. As for Beyond, they're going to have the 2 USMGs. Yep. And the other guys rocking the rifles. In comparison to what they had the previous round, I think this is a much better purchase from Beyond. Grenade should be chucked in there. He doesn't see single player there, gigs. But Banana Presence, that's the name of the game for Beyond. They're going to clear it out. They're going to throw in a deep smoke grenade and maybe only keep 1 or 2 defenders here. For now, it looks like it's going to be just the 1. Yeah. However, just peeking on through the spots of the guy in the corner. Knows there's someone in the library as well, and Just Cause is even going to sneak past through the defensive. Oh, this is nice. Just Cause is now picking up himself the second one, not the third though. Maple seems to be aware of the defensive being weakened here in this bomb site, and that's where they're going to push on the A side. John has got a very nice angle here. He's getting the kill on reality. Looking for more though, but of course he gets dropped. They know there's a guy in the pit, and Tor still needs to come in with a rotation. He's so far, far away from this one. PP gonna peek on out. Yep, he's gonna get the kill on Rolex. Tor is here, but of course the bomb plan is here as well. The 1 versus 3 retake is looking very different for Tor. I might even consider backing away from this one, but he's still holding the angle. Maybe an opportunity will present itself. But that's not looking too good. Tor will back away. They'll take the gunfight another day. But their opponents now will be sitting at 12 rounds, and I think the remaining players from Beyond might even have to go for yet another eco, meaning that Maple might even extend their current scoreline from 11 to 13, as an eco should also happen from Beyond.
Terrorists win.
In Torres got a lot of utility to play here. Look at how damage he's dealt just with the grenades without firing up a single bullet. 9 is sitting at what, 19 HP? Or is that 9? It's hard to say. PP 59. That's great. Coming into this round, if you're Beyond, you don't expect too much. You've done so much damage here, but it's an interesting choice that they've decided to stack the A bomb side. A lot of times I definitely see that working out, But I would prefer to see the guy like Tor, hold on to the B bombs and by his lonesome, than have the other guys surrounding the pistols stack the A side. In this case, however, Maple gonna have an easy bomb site. There's no one here to contest with. They're gonna use their utility here, and Tor knows. And so should the remaining players from Beyond know as well. Still stacking the side though. I still think maybe this is going to be a B-side commitment, but here, now they got to change up their positions. Maybe set up for some of those exit frags. Tor definitely gets the kill in PP. I'm going to look for more though. Gonna swing out, gets the kill on one of these players. Suddenly, the retake is on, but the players are still sitting on the bomb side. Maybe now they realize, okay, maybe Tor can actually get something done in this round. Maybe you should have come in a bit earlier with the retake. In this case, oh, that's out of there for John. There's one more player on the side itself. They could actually make this one work, but is there time? Tor's got a defuse kit. They can go for this one, but no, they're not. Oh, no. Oh, my me. This could have been such a winnable round for Beyond. I'm just not sure why the remaining players don't join Tor on the offensive, on the retake on the B side. Don't have much to lose there already. Maybe they're hoping someone's from Maple is gonna walk on in the A side, look at some of those frags there, and yeah. So the purchase is here for Beyond. They've made the purchase a reality. But there's one problem with the current investment here is that already they've lost further players. That's Diggs out of the picture. A lackluster utility belt means that holding on to the bomb sites could possibly will be a difficult task for a team like Beyond. Flash run again, and bombs is looking very plausible right now, but there is a pretty big problem here. One player here, and he now realizes that this is not the B-side commitment, it's the A-side hit. Rolex is here for short, gets the kill on one of these players, but of course, the refrag is pretty quick. There's no longer anyone defending the A-bomb site itself, meaning that the bomb plant is imminent. Tor might actually get a kill on one of these players, but once the kill does come through, I mean, it's another difficult situation here. A retake on the A bomb site, that's particularly difficult. So they would have to reconsider their options and maybe just go for another save. That's looking part of their game plan right now. Just another save on the bomb side.
Terrorists win.
This is absolutely a must-win round moving forward. Grenades being shoved in. Ooh, the exchanges of those grenades, in fact, punish both teams. But you gotta wonder, a 4 versus 4 like this is gonna be favoring Maple more than anything. Someone's gonna have to retrieve the bomb at this point, so bomb being retrieved. What's the next game plan for Maple? As again, try to hit the B bomb side. Thus far, they have found a lot of success going on the A side, so maybe going B is not necessary. Not that necessary. Let's see though. shot coming in there from Veta. Gets the kill on Just Cause. There's going to be a lot more players entering the A bomb site, and Beyond seem to be aware of it. That's why they have 3 players stationed here. Veta gets 1 more kill, and now Leaf secures Torrid. There's actually only 1 more player remaining. I think is the apartments, isn't he? That's Rolex in that position. If he goes down, well, at least he doesn't get the kill, but in reality, so quick on the refrag. John may not have a defuse kit, but he does have HP by his side. On the other hand, he has no clue about the positioning of Reality. And that's a problem. Reality could be anywhere by this point, and if Reality clears out, oh no, he's gonna look towards the apartments. He's gonna look towards short. Reality's off angle might just be enough. Of course, he hears the player, and he's gonna get the kill here. 15 rounds for Maple and Beyond. They're yet to have a proper responsive. I'm being honest here, Maple seems to be on the brink of securing victory here on Inferno. Just look at this, Beyond. Thus far in the second half, they've only acquired 2 rounds. That's it. 2 rounds is simply not good enough, Beyond. Absolutely. So will the purchase come through from Maple yet again? Beyond, I don't know. It's not looking great. Alright, Leaf secured the first kill here. Gonna go for more here, but this round, the setup could actually work out here and Beyond. They're actually stopping the push in its tracks. The UMP comes into fruition, and now Just Cause spraying that rifle of his somehow is able to find 2. And of course, Giggs needs to come in here as quickly as possible. Just Cause is gonna retrieve the bomb, and oh hello, running around the rows and across the entire map. Giggs is going on the A-bomb side. Just Cause has decided to go towards the B side, and he could have not made a better choice. A bomb plant will take place, and Giggs must retake with no defuse kit by his side. And of course, extra time being wasted because now the player's on the bomb site, and Giggs desperately looking for the defuse kit. Let's find a Molotov. I don't think none of his teammates had the defuse kit. Oh, that's interesting. He decides to throw out the CT Molotov and pick up the Terrorist Molotov, which I think the Terrorist Molotov does a better job at spreading. Oh, Just Cause is aware of this one. Absolutely, he's aware of this one. Gonna secure the final kill. That's gonna be 16 rounds for Maple. And that's over for our second map. Of course, guys, a third map will be upon us. Stay tuned, as we'll be right back.
Bomb has been planted.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.MONEY. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.